I know y'all used to all them YouTubers. I read 100 books this year. I read 50 books. Hey, I read 7 books and I'm proud of it. Alright, hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going over all the books I read this year. Because I did it last year and it was fun and I want to do it again. So I love books, and I said a couple of years ago was my resolution to get back into reading, because as a kid I used to read all the time. I used to read books, 2-3 books a day. Like I was a speed reader. But when I grew up and I guess got into adult life or whatever, I just put reading off. I couldn't even, my mind wasn't even in a state where I could read. But anyway, now that that's over, I'm back to reading and I love it, even though I'm in college now. So when I'm in school, I really don't read. So I read during my summer break and my winter breaks. Whatever breaks I have, I try to read. Actually, I do read. I don't try to. I read every time I'm on break. But I wanted to share with y'all the books I read this year. I think I read 7 books. And I know y'all used to all them YouTubers. I read 100 books this year. I read 50 books. Hey, I read 7 books and I'm proud of it. So I just wanted to go through the books I read and share it with y'all. And yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Let me know what was your favorite book you read this year in the comments. I'm gonna start off with my favorite because I actually just finished reading yesterday and I was like, finally I can make the video. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a book, I've been hearing so much about this book. I was like, I have to read it. Like, everybody was raving about it. Over 5 million copies sold, like, and I see why. Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote it, and it's called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And if y'all want to read the synopsis, y'all can, but I don't want to do that. I just want to talk about the things that I liked about the book. I have my iPad here because I wrote notes on each book so I wouldn't forget. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, 5 out of 5. First of all, 5 out of 5 stars. Perfect. Wouldn't change a thing about the book. I said one of the best books I have ever read in my entire life. An actual page turner. I sound like a book critic or something. I said, love the different perspectives in the book. So many shocking moments. Evelyn Hugo is such a well-written character. So honest and raw, and she knows who she is. It was just a book that sparked my love for reading and made me remember why I love books in the first place. I can't recommend it enough. This book was so good. Like, and I bought this book. Actually, I'm lying. I bought this book in September. I was going to say I had this for a year. No, I didn't. I bought this book in September. And I just kept putting it on. I'm like, let me read it. Because, like, the reason I got it is because everybody was talking so highly of it. And now I see why. This was my favorite book of the year, first of all. One of the best books I've ever read. And why is this not a movie or a TV show yet? Hello? I would watch this. I would watch this on Netflix or wherever they put it. I would literally watch this. It's so good. She wrote Daisy Jones and the Six. Do y'all know how obsessed with Daisy Jones and the Six? I did not know Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote Daisy Jones and the Six. First of all, I haven't even read Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm obsessed with the show. And I can't stop watching it. I'm done. That just made my day. That's why I love your books so much. I read anything she write. I need to read Daisy Jones. But back to this. Highly recommend. 5 out of 5. Perfect. The Housemaid. That is the book I read before this. Let me read what I wrote. I said, I read this really fast. It kept me interested the entire time. So much drama and the plot was full. I loved every minute of it and I can't wait to go see the movie now. First of all, the movie been out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks or something now? Tell me why I ain't seen the movie yet. But first of all, I'm gonna see it. Second of all, I was on the internet the other day. No, this was actually today. And it said, I saw like a headline and it was like, 5 changes that the Housemaid movie changed from what was actually in the book. I'm like, no, why would you change it? And I don't know what the changes were. I stopped reading after that because I don't want no spoilers, but the book was perfect. What you changing? What was changed? So yeah, but I read this book so fast. I can't remember. It was either a day or two. I don't know. But I read this book super fast. Every time I wasn't reading it, that was all I was thinking about. I'm like, I have to get back to my book. I have to read my book. So The Housemaid, and y'all already know I'm late to the game, but yeah. Freedom McFadden, you ate that. Oh my God. So there's 2 female authors I read from this year. Because I usually don't pay attention to but I've been paying attention more to like trying to support females and stuff like that. And women in general. But okay, so the book I read before that is called She Grows, and it's by Tanya Williams. This is one of my mom's friends, and she goes to our church, and so she wrote her own book. It's about like hair care, and not just hair care, but like, okay, see, She Grows, how to repair damage from the inside out, spirit, soul, and scalp. So it's like about all of those things. Let me see what I wrote. I said, She Grows is a very good self-help book. She taught tips on hair growth, spiritual growth, and replenishing your soul. It had prompts throughout, and it was very intentional about your growth journey. Yeah, so it's like growing, just basically what I just said. Growing in your spirit, growing in your soul. And she's also like a hairstylist, so she knows how to grow your actual hair. So she gives you tips about all that, and it's prompts and everything. You fill it out. I think you can buy this on Amazon. So yeah, I had to support my girl. I love her, and it was an amazing book. Okay, I read Birthday Girl this year, and for Birthday Girl, oh my God, have I been giving my ratings? Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was 5 out of 5. Housemaid was 5 out of 5. She Grows was 5 out of 5. Okay. Then I read Birthday Girl. I 4.9 out of 5. That's what I gave it. I said, I love the slow burn. It took me a while to warm up to the idea, but I'm glad everyone got a happy ending. If you know, you know. Because I was like, she dating who? But, you know, if you just read the whole book, that's why you just got to stick with it. That's why I love books, because you literally have to stick with it to find out the outcome. So once I finished reading the whole book, I was like, okay. I did get used to it, but at first I was like, ugh. Like, ugh. I don't want to spoil nothing. So I'm just telling y'all how I feel. I don't want to spoil nothing. You read the book for yourself, make your own judgment, go see what it's about for yourself. But this is a good book. This was pretty thick too. 440 some pages. Yeah. So that was good. Okay. Punk 57. I read that. I gave it a 4.75 out of 5. Now, when I first started writing my notes, I was not, didn't really summarize the book. I remember what it was about. It was good. What I did say was I wish the ending was longer after they fast forwarded 5 years. It felt a bit rushed. But that was my only problem I had with the book, and that's why I took off a couple of points and gave it a 4.7.5. But yeah, it's a really good book. I love it. It was just, yeah, I definitely enjoyed this book. It's more for like, the books I read are more for like young adults. Is something like wrong? I'm gonna mind my own business. Super good book, highly recommend. I think my niece told me to read this. Or not, she told me to read. She had already read it. Me and her kind of read mostly the same stuff. So she had already read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. She already read Punk 57. So yeah. I also read this book. It's called, oh, and y'all know Punk 57 is by Penelope Douglas. I also read this book. It's called Crash the Chatterbox, and it's by Stephen Furtick. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I wrote absolutely no comments about it. But I do remember, okay, so basically, this book is helping you. It's for people who like can't shut up their mind. Like, you know how your mind is always running and telling you stuff and saying you need to do this and that, and like your mind is going 24/7. This is kind of how to manage or shut those thoughts off. Not really shut them off, but how to manage them and how to replace them, if you will. So that's what this book is about. It's a spiritual book. It comes from a Christian standpoint. So does the She Grows book, and so is the next book I'm about to tell y'all. But this is about like a self-help book. It's not like Christian religious, but like it will talk about God and like Christian aspects. So but it also talks about like mental health and stuff like that. So yeah, I do recommend. It was a good read. It wasn't that many pages. It was like 230. This one, I talked about this in my last video, the video I made last year, but I had to read it again. So I gave this a 5 out of 5. And I said, it's an amazing read when I get discouraged or start to feel depressed again. It's uplifting and reminds me that God cares about my mental health as well as all the other parts of my life. So like, I had just like a little short period of time this year where I was like, I feel like I'm like getting depressed again, like, ugh. But turns out it was something going on with my medicine. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I was able to come back to this book and read it, and it helped me. So this is talking about mental health, replacing inner chaos with enduring peace. So yeah, not a lot of pastors or teachers, whatever you want to call them, talk about mental health. So I love Mike Moore, and appreciate so much that him and his son, who was also Mike Moore. Anyway, they're not afraid to talk about mental health, and that's what I love about my church. So this book is really good for anybody that's struggling, or anything like that. And you can get this, I think, on Amazon or MikeMoore.com. Now, those are all the books I actually read this year. Now, I have 3 more books that I'm gonna read, but I haven't read it yet just because I just got on Christmas break, and yeah, but I wanted this video to be up like not all the way at the end of the year. I wanted it to go ahead and go up now. So yeah, I'm gonna start this book tomorrow. This is called My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. And okay, she said it says #1 New York Times bestselling author. So I'm gonna just read the back of these books since I haven't read them, and so y'all can know what they're about. Wanted. A hot billionaire to pose as my Christmas boyfriend must be willing to make my cheating ex jealous by kissing me under the mistletoe at the holiday party. To Fable Calloway's surprise, her billionaire boss Wilder Blaine is more than willing to take on the challenge of playing her holiday boyfriend. The sexy single dad desperately needs a +1 for a Christmas Eve wedding where he is the best man and she's the maid of honor. With her ex also in the wedding party, the two team up as a pair of insta lovebirds for the holiday season. What starts as late nights crafting the best popcorn balls for the contest soon turns into a passionate night together where the sparks between them are impossible to ignore. But when the holidays end, can their winter wonderland romance turn into something real back at the office, or are they destined to go the way of a Christmas tree on New Year's Day? So, first of all, can we talk about the edges of the book? This is my first book that has like edges like that. I was like, this is so pretty. I don't even care what the book is about. I have to get this. But this is something I wanted to do, like holiday reads. So this is my first Christmas book, and I'm gonna read this starting tomorrow. Very excited about that. I got this book. It's called The Christmas Tree Farm, and I also got this from Target, 30% off. So was the other one, but I took the tag off. Oh, it also has the edges. Look how pretty. And then the snow, and it's a dog. It's a little dog. Small town spicy festive romance. Kira North hates Christmas, which is unfortunate since she just bought a Christmas tree farm in a town that's too cute for its own good. Bennett Ellis is on vacation in Dream Harbor trying to take a break from both his life and his constant desire to always fix things. But somehow fate finds being trapped by a blanket of snow at Kira's farm, and despite her grinchiest first impression, maybe, just maybe, these two lost souls will have a Christmas they'll remember forever. Cute. So I'm going to be reading that after I read my favorite holiday. And then if I have time, no matter whether it's this year or the beginning of next year, I want to read this book I just got like 2 weeks ago. And it's called Brainwashed. It talks about overcoming toxic thoughts and taking back control of your mind. And it's by Manny Arango. And so basically it's talking about how to be mentally strong in Christ, taking your thoughts captive, and renewing your mind. So those are all my books for 2025. I enjoyed reading this year. Yeah, like I said, I'm not one of them. I read 100 books this year. I'm happy with the books I read. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I read 7 books. So I'm happy with my 7 books. As long as I'm reading, I really don't care about the number. Like I said, I try to read every single day when I'm not in school. So I love that. Anyway, like I said, comment y'all favorite books that you read this year below in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of those books. What books do you want to see turned into movies or TV shows that has not been adapted already? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Trying to see, do I have any more videos for this year? I think I want to do like a wrapped video, like all my stuff, like YouTube wrap, Apple Music wrap. Even my Duolingo gave me a rap. Like, everybody doing wrapped. So if y'all want to see a wrapped video, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.